Hey guys, thanks for showing up. We're going to talk about some back exercises, and inevitably it brings up the question about chin-ups. Remember, chin-ups are an all or nothing exercise. You either have the strength to do a chin-up or you can't. There's no in-between. There's no sort of modulation. If that's your whole back workout, you're sacrificing a lot of other things that could be left on the table. Furthermore, your back muscles do a lot more than just pulling in a vertical line straight up and down. So here I'm doing some chin-ups, but there's also other things that you can do for chin-ups. You can do a neutral grip chin-up, and all that does is it changes the placement of your hands. Looking at your palms, that is called a supinated grip. That is for chin-ups. A neutral grip is where your hands are facing each other. You're almost going to like do a clap to yourself, and your thumb is pointing towards you. That's a neutral grip. Another chin-up variation would be a lateral chin-up. Now, you need to have a bar that allows you to do these sorts of things, but I like to do this movement more than straight vertical chin-ups. It allows my shoulders a little more space to move, and to me it feels more athletic than just going up and down and up and down and up and down. Furthermore, that repetitive straight up and down motion can aggravate your shoulders. It can aggravate your elbows. It's important that if you're strong enough to do chin-ups, you're also able to do some other things that mean you're not just doing chin-ups all day every time you're working out. You're giving your back some other exercises to do. All I've done here is I've fixed my battle ropes over that same chin-up bar, and now I'm doing an inverted row from that position. You're realizing the elbow is traveling behind you, so you're working different back muscles than if you were doing a straight up and down vertical row. Remember, when you're working your back, it's all in the direction that the elbow travels. If the elbow travels down toward the hip, well, then you're working a different type of your back and your lat. If the elbow travels behind you, then you're working a different type of your back, your rhomboids, and your lats. We're going to move on to some alternatives. Here, a band row is a fantastic option because without you doing an overhead grip, you're now doing a grip in front of you. It leaves your shoulder a lot more space to move. In this instance, I'm doing a seated band row, but one arm is in tension at the back, which sort of locks down my core and my lat, and then allows the other hand to move into free space. It's also more time under tension, so I sort of alternate which hand is moving. If you have access to a cable system, well, now you're rocking and rolling. You can just do a generic cable system row from a seated position. Your hands have a nice freedom to move. The shoulder is in a better position. If you want to use free weights, you can just do the standard dumbbell bench row. I like to put my bench on an incline because it gives me a platform to put my hand down that's a little closer to my head. Just imagine that bench was flat. I would have to lean over even further, which puts the low back at a bit of a risk when you start adding a load. If the incline bench is more upright, you get to stay more upright, and then you have less of a chance of reaching with the low back. The challenge in this exercise comes maintaining your technique while that load gets heavier. It's always easy to do a dumbbell bench row with a super light weight. It's only representing like 5% of your body weight. When that load starts to creep up to 30, 40, maybe 50% of your body weight, if you're super strong, even more, then that's where your technique is really going to be challenged because you've got half your body weight essentially pulling you to the ground on one side. If your form breaks down on the dumbbell row, you need to stop immediately. You're on a fast track to either getting a hernia or wrecking your low back. Train safe, guys. Thanks for showing up.